Turmeric is a famously healthy superfood that comes from the ginger family. Fun fact, cardamom is also a member of this aromatic family of herbs and flowers. So is it pronounced turmeric or turmeric? Well, I looked this up and it turns out both pronunciations are correct. It's more commonly pronounced turmeric, but turmeric is the British English way of pronouncing it, so it's whatever you prefer. You can find fresh turmeric roots at, say, an organic veggie type of store. Sometimes you can find it in the Asian vegetable section of your local supermarket. They're these little rhizomes that generally come in like a little pouch or plastic container. Alternatively, you can get the bags of the dried powder from the spice aisle, or from the international aisle, or from an Indian spice store. If you get it from the international aisle or an Indian spice store, they generally come in much larger bags and are a better bang for your buck. My favorite way to consume turmeric is to make a turmeric beverage. The process of making this beverage is very, very simple. To help with the absorption of curcumin, I use black pepper. I grind whole peppercorns in a pestle and mortar, which I find makes a more aromatic and spicier ground black pepper than simply using a pepper grinder. I don't know the science behind this, but I feel it has something to do with the crushing as opposed to the cutting of the peppercorns. I fill a small pot with about 1 liter of water. I add my ground black pepper, and then I add 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Then I simmer this on low heat for a couple of hours. I don't need to boil it, but it does need to simmer long enough to draw out the potency. Optionally, you can add a spoon of tea masala spice just to give it an extra spicy kick. After a couple hours, I take it off of the stovetop and pour it into the jar I'm going to use. And because I use full-fat coconut milk, I like to cool the beverage down a little bit with some water before adding the coconut milk to maintain its creaminess. If I add coconut milk straight to the hot beverage, it will turn it to oil and there will be no creaminess left. Alternatively, pour the turmeric liquid into the jar and fill it with soy milk or another milk of your choice. And if you like, you can add a sweetener such as stevia or honey. I personally prefer the natural taste of the turmeric spice. Turmeric is the pigment that the monks in India used to dye their robes orange. It's a happy coincidence I wore orange today. And be careful when you are handling the turmeric liquid, as it can stain porous white surfaces and white fabrics. Also, if you didn't brush your teeth very well, the turmeric liquid will stain the plaque a light yellow color. So handle the turmeric liquid with caution, as it's basically a dye. Other ways you can use turmeric is to sprinkle it into a pan that's heating up with a little bit of oil and some other spices, and then add your, say, scrambled eggs, stir-fry veggies, whatever you're cooking. Use a pinch of it in a steak rub spice mix or in marinades for both color and a little flavor. And add a pinch to orange veggies like buttered carrots or steamed squash or something like that. It adds to the color and you barely notice the flavor if you only use a little bit. Turmeric is a very potent anti-inflammatory, which is why I try to get more of it in my diet on a frequent basis. And it's also known to have some pain relief effects. Like most herbs, they don't work instantly like a drug does. Like if you have a headache and you take an aspirin, you expect the effect to happen quite quickly. This is not usually the case for most herbs. Most herbs require to be consumed over a period of time to have the effect. So using turmeric as part of your spice mixes in your cooking and making this beverage once in a while will help you enjoy the benefits of this bright orange superfood. Thank you for liking this video and supporting my channel, and I will see you on the next video.